People who are watching this, I want to tell you that he has achieved the title called Game Changer in Valley.
I still think I'm a work in progress. I never think I've made it big because I always believe that I guarantee my work and progress is left to God.
Everyone has an image of an Indian CEO who sounds like American but looks like an Indian.
This is me, and then this is my accent. And as long as I provide value, people will be okay to listen a little bit closely. If the substance is high, the story can be weak. But if the substance is very low, then the story has to make up for the substance. Some people who wanted to always start a company, but they thought India doesn't have enough opportunity. Now there is plenty of opportunities. There is this Dunbar number, which is you can only maintain good relationship with 150 people. The remaining will be acquaintances. Really good people have many options. If they are not that good, they just have to work on themselves to become really, really good.
You ever felt like you had less opportunities as compared to someone who sounds American? Dosto, today's guest was one of the most special guests from Silicon Valley who moved to Silicon Valley of America, that is in the Bay Area in early 2000s, and has mentored dozens of startups with a valuation of over $700 million currently right now. And they include LottieFiles and many, many more startups which you can find in the description below. And this person is a warrior. He has been fighting through Parkinson's disease and has written so many books, started writing books on napkins. And today we will be learning a lot about the world of entrepreneurship, life as an immigrant, from him today. So hello everyone, today we have one of the greatest mentors of Silicon Valley, an author at the age of 13 and founder of Oddvisor startup, and someone who is called Game Changer in the Valley because you're not just a mentor, you have helped people grow in their startup, in their personal learnings, and you define something called that overwhelming supply of help. And we will talk about all of that in depth. So first of all, can we have please a quick intro?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. My name is Rajesh Setty, and I do three things. I'm an entrepreneur. I start companies. Oddvisor is the one company that I'm actively involved in. And then I write books. I've written 19 books so far, and my 20th book is going to be a kid's book. It's coming soon. And then I teach courses for entrepreneurs. And in my spare time, I do creative projects like thank you card boxes, napkin sets, coffee table book, those kinds of things.
Oh, very nice. So can we start with your journey to Silicon Valley, how you came to Silicon Valley, how many years you've been here, and how you have seen Silicon Valley evolve in the last few years?
Yeah, I came here in 1997 accidentally.
Oh, I was born then.
I know. You're half my age, you're probably twice as smart.
No, not really. Like the value you have given in Valley is like, not even comparable with anyone here. So
I used to work in Singapore, a Standard Chartered Bank. At that time, one of my close friends' husband came and visited us. He's now the CEO of Dell India. His name is Alok Kori. He came and he asked me, what are you doing, Rajesh, here? And I was explaining to him, I'm doing this cool project at Standard Chartered Bank. I have 50 people working for me, and all those things. He knew about my creative stuff. He knew that I wrote a ton of books. And then, you are a creative person, you should go to Silicon Valley. I said, I don't like to live in a valley. I'm a city person. He started laughing. He said, you're an idiot. You don't know what is Silicon Valley. What is wrong with you? And then at that time, I had already got married. I asked Kavita, my wife, should we try this? And we said, anyway, if we don't like it, we can come back to Singapore. So we came here just to see that we stay here for 6 months and then we go back. But it's been 27 years now.
27 years. You came here to work
for a consulting company. And then at the peak, I was managing about 250 people in that consulting company. And then 5 of them together, we started a company called, at that time it was called Certified Talent, but that didn't work. So we morphed into what is called Signex. That was my first ever company I started in the area.
What was it called? Marketing?
Certified Talent.
Certified Talent. Now it's called?
It's called Signex.
Signex. So you're founder of Signex as well as Oddvisor, right?
I founded a bunch of companies between now and then.
Oh wow! So how many companies you have created so far?
More than half a dozen of them.
Oh wow! So in terms of creating companies and actually, reaching that unicorn, everyone in the Valley has a dream of reaching unicorn mark, reaching the valuation of $1 billion. And do you think that a success of a company is judged only by that mark, or how do you judge which company is successful, which is not, from your experience?
See, for me, I keep it very simple, Harnoor. Is it useful to people? Do they miss it in their past? Is because this company existed, is the world a better place? And if it reads, sometimes the footprint of a company may be large, but the usefulness may not be that much. Let's say it's a cigarette company. It's a unicorn, yes, but is it better? Is the world better because of it? No.
No.
For me, what is the impact and what is the level of possibility that it creates for companies, for people that it touches?
That's so well said, because that actually tells the audience that they have to think beyond the valuation, because growth can be achieved beyond numbers, beyond revenue. And that's something, that is really important value, because everywhere we introduce a CEO, we don't introduce by their value, we introduce by their evaluation, by the valuation of the company they have. So now, and by the way, this podcast was only possible because of Mint Mobile. Because with Mint Mobile, first of all, that is my favorite career provider, favorite SIM card provider from the last 4 years in the US. And with Mint Mobile, currently they have a deal with just $15 per month. You can get everything unlimited text, unlimited calling, unlimited 5G in the US, which is usually much more expensive. 50% off right now, only if you check it out with the link in description below, and you can activate before coming to US, and it is eSIM compatible. So go right now to mintmobile.com/sync. In terms of the companies you have created, what is the biggest value, which is your favorite to your heart, that you have given to people? Because people who are watching this, I want to tell you that he has achieved the title called Game Changer in Valley by mentoring so many people. For example, Saundarya, I had interviewed her a month ago. She mentions that her life is incomplete without your support.
Oh, and that's very kind of.
Yeah. So, can you share the best, and the most valuable company in terms of all you have founded is?
See, it's like, can you pick a favorite amongst your children kind of question. Oh. I won't pick a favorite, but I'll tell you a little bit about the company that I'm actively involved in. It's called Oddvisor. It's basically like Spotify for personal growth. It has 3-minute micro podcasts from people like Seth Godin, Tom Peters, Guy Kawasaki, all of them. The push of a button, you can get inspired or educated. And right now we have a new offering called Chopra Book Club in partnership with Deepak Chopra Foundation. It's all of Deepak Chopra's best content, executive book summaries, 97 of them. And then for his friends' content, Deepak Chopra and his friends, all at the push of a button.
Yeah, that is an incredible idea. And what it took to make it that big in the Valley?
Oh, I still think I'm a work in progress. I never think I've made it big, because I always believe that I guarantee my work and progress is left to God. Uh-huh. And the next step is to reach and more people and create new possibilities for people. If I ever think that I made it, then that's when the downhill journey begins.
I totally agree with you, because feeling of contentment, the moment we are contented with life, we stop thinking about growth. Now, talking about your title of Game Changer, can you share how you achieved and earned that title in the Valley, and how many startups you have mentored and how you got it?
See, it's still, somebody else told it, so I don't believe that I am a game changer yet, because I have still work to do. I started teaching entrepreneurship to entrepreneurs in 2009 with the Founder Institute. So I've been teaching there for 15 years. I've taught about 2,000 entrepreneurs so far. Out of that, many of them continue to work with me, about half a dozen of them. And my goal is to be the wind beneath the wings. Some of them are in India, some of them are in Malaysia, some of them are here. My goal is to bring them value, my connections, my business insights, and give them unfair competitive advantage.
Oh, and the biggest advice you give them is I have seen that you tell them that you need to have overwhelming support around you, because startups who have overwhelming help, support, they are tend to grow more. So can you speak more about that?
Yeah, the unfair competitive advantage somebody can have is at the push of a button, they should get an oversupply of good help. And for that to happen, they should have built that kind of reciprocal help before, so that they should be the part of the overwhelming supply of good help for other people. So my thinking is, if they can develop the generosity quotient to be high, practical generosity quotient, which I define as the amount of help you give to the amount of help that is needed to help them reach a meaningful milestone. Suppose somebody wants to write a book. How much of help you will give so that the book is complete, or how much, or that's the next biggest milestone. And if they want to market the book, how much of help you will lend so that they sell a few thousand copies of books. So the practical generosity quotient is amount of help you gave to the amount of help that was needed to reach them to the next meaningful milestone. And if you keep working on it, some of the recipients of that help will reciprocate back. And if you give this help in the area of your strength, you can do this at scale. You will be like Santa Claus for them.
Now, my biggest question will be in terms of Indian community in the Valley, everyone is trying to change their accent to survive. Like in terms of social media, everyone has an image of an Indian CEO who sounds like American but looks like an Indian. What is your opinion about that?
I keep everything very simple, Harnoor. I am me. This is me, and then this is my accent. And as long as I provide value and the amount of wisdom I pack in by the number of minutes I speak, if it is high, people will be okay to listen a little bit closely. If my wisdom per minute is less, then you need to worry about accent and all of them. Substance and story. If the substance is high, the story can be weak. But if the substance is very low, then the story has to make up for the substance.
You ever felt like you had less opportunities as compared to someone who sounds American? Or it's all about wisdom?
Yeah, it's all about the amount of value you bring to the table. If I bring the highest value available of the possible opportunity, that the possible value they can get if I am the highest provider of it, then people will work with me. Otherwise, I have to work on creating that value.
And as an author from the age of 13 and as an immigrant in the US, you have seen the struggle of both sides, and you started early from both point of view, starting as an immigrant in early life and starting as an author early life. Can you share what struggles you had to go through as an author or as an immigrant?
See, I would say they are not struggles, they were growth opportunities. That's how I define it. I am very big on reframing stuff. Just a stat, I never used a swear word in my whole life.
Wow.
Because words are very important for me. If I say struggle, then it's not a positive thing. So I say it's a growth opportunities. And it's all fun. Like when I wrote my first book, I was 10 years old. And I thought I'll get it published because how many kids will write a book when they're 10? I must be smart. I should get it published. There will be a red carpet welcome for me. But little did I know that there was no red carpet welcome. There was no carpet at all. Nobody thought that. So many people asked me, where did you copy this from? Who wrote this for you? What are you talking about? And then I got rejected 160 times over 3.5 years. And because it looks like a lot of rejections, they were. But in my mind, by the time I reached the 150th rejection, I reframed myself that maybe everybody goes through 300 rejections. I'm just halfway there. So I just kept going. But along the way, I met a lot of good people. My network was built. I started working as a journalist for a local newspaper. So there was growth opportunities everywhere. Challenges bring growth. But either it can lead to frustration or fascination. I was fascinated by the challenges and then thought of it as God's way of giving me growth opportunities.
Nice. And what point of your career in the last few years you did, consulting, journalism, and you were a mentor? At one point of time you were able to segue into entrepreneurship and how?
See, entrepreneurship was always there. As soon as finished my education, I thought I will start a company with two of my close friends, and then it was a company that went nowhere because I was good in my studies. I was always getting first or second rank, and then I was good in writing. So I thought I'm good in studies, I'm good in writing, I should be good in entrepreneurship. It doesn't work that way. Because one is both are solo sports, so studying and writing. Entrepreneurship is a team sport. I realized that later why I failed in the entrepreneurship. And one person I tried to start the company with, I never lost a relationship with anyone. The same two people, me and my friend Hari, we started another company in 2007 after 15 years, and we just sold that company 4 months ago.
Oh, nice. And do you feel comfortable about the valuation?
It's not public yet, but it's a few tens of millions of dollars.
Wow, that is so incredible, and it's really humble of you to share that. Now, talking about in the last few years, like how has Silicon Valley changed? Like, entrepreneurship was always within you, but do you think Valley played a role in thinking about entrepreneurship in your life? Do you think Silicon Valley still supports entrepreneurship easily and easier as compared to before, or it's difficult now?
It's always been very easy here. It is always easier than before because there is a lot of talent here. And then when good people come together, great things will happen. The good news is that there are other places also, like in India and then now in Austin, all of them, there is a thriving ecosystem. And it's happening, but I don't think there is any place like Silicon Valley. It's impossible to replicate the camaraderie. It's easy, the people are easily accessible. If you want to meet someone, if you make up your mind to meet someone, they'll be speaking at a conference or something. You can just go and ask them a good question, then become visible to them, or you can follow them on social media. You can start a conversation and people are willing to meet. Even the highest level people are willing to meet. In other places, there is a distance. Like there will be secretaries, there will be so many people, the gatekeepers. Here, that is not there. Mm-hmm. And people are also willing to help and share their wisdom without any need for what's in it for me kind of thing. Those culture is amazing here.
I agree. Some people in India really want to do entrepreneurship in India. Some people want to come and do it in the US. What do you tell them? Is like worth moving, or India is a booming economy right now? What do you tell them and how do you guide them?
It depends on their outlook in life. Some people who wanted to always start a company, but they thought India doesn't have enough opportunity. Now there is plenty of opportunities. In fact, there are friends of mine who are in New Zealand who are doing good companies. Anywhere with this remote work culture, especially COVID enabled the remote work more and more often. In fact, with AI coming into the picture, the number of people who need to create value is also reduced. So there is no place, this place, if they like Silicon Valley and if they want to be with people, yes. But they don't have to, suppose they don't get a visa or for some reason there's a family situation, they don't have to worry about it because they can still travel through business visa and then still make the most out of it.
And what do you look at immigration? Like as an immigrant, do you think it's negative for India or positive? What is your stance on it?
See, the really good people, they have many options. If they are not that good, they just have to work on themselves to become really, really good. See, when somebody wants a position, the policies is only to some extent it will help. But the best is if you are really, really, really good, you have many options and many countries will welcome you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
My belief is to always take responsibility because I don't read newspapers, I don't watch news. Last time I read a newspaper or watched news was in 1997. Because my belief is that I can only work on things that I can change. Like how can I contribute to something that is so big as an immigration policy change? I'm more interested in it because Soundarya is working on it. Otherwise, I have no interest.
You have mentioned many times overflow of support. in terms of entrepreneurship? How can someone network the right way so that they have the overflow of support for their startup, for help in their journey?
See, the networking itself is a term that has to be relooked at. I don't know what is a better term, but always be a merchant of possibilities for people. Like if they see you, they should see that you are a positive possibility in the future they are creating for themselves. Then they will be more open. If they meet you and then they always think, what does he want now? Then because everybody gets, so any good person gets a lot of requests. And then how does your request stand out? Is only if it is not a request at all. How can it not be a request if it's an offer of help to them? Because everybody needs help. I always think, what can I do for them first so that I can deserve something back from them if at all possible and if it is easy for them to do it. So always make requests that are easy for them and valuable for you. And always do things that are easy for you but valuable for them. That's the quadrant. Easy for you, valuable for them. Easy for them, valuable for you.
So we shouldn't reach out to the CEOs and big net worth individuals by just asking for help. We have to have a mission in mind that we want to give them value and then possibly ask for value back. That should always be the goal.
See, sometimes if the right person you are giving help, you don't even need to ask for it. They will say, what can I do? And they will do something that is useful for you. So the goal is to have so much oversupply of good help possible that even if 3 people that were supposed to help you did not help, there are 3 other people who are supposed to help you will go out of the way to help. Your goal is to create a reservoir of good help by being an instrument of good help for many, many people, thousands of people. So when you want to help, you can push a button and your request is prioritized in the queue. Because your request is not the only one in the queue that they have. There are thousands of hundreds of requests that are there. How can your request stand out if it is a reciprocal request? That means they already implicitly or explicitly owe something for you because you helped them so much to get something for them.
And how do you reach out to thousands of people so that they are available in future?
See, one is that in reality, nobody is building a rocket ship or a brain surgery equipment. So you don't need thousands of people. The right some set of people, if they have it, if their mind share is available for you, then that's all good enough for this.
Very well said. And do you think it's more about numbers game then? Like you have to keep on reaching out to many people, or it's quality over quantity?
There should be some critical mass. Numbers are meaningless if it is only 1 or 2. Then you are a burden for them. But the numbers are also meaningless if it is 1 million. But you don't need a lot of it. You know the kind of project that you are doing. How many people are required, you have an idea. And then there is this Dunbar number, which is you can only maintain good relationship with 150 people. Who are those 150 people in your life? And that's the depth. And the remaining will be acquaintances.
And have you heard about Moore's Law in the Valley? No.
Moore's Law?
Moore's Law.
Yeah, the semiconductor stuff, right?
Moore's Law, yeah, it's very common in Valley and people follow it. Like I went watched Jensen Huang's talk. He mentioned it a lot. Do you know what it is and anything you have to say about it?
I just know that it's in the world of semiconductors. The capacity of it keeps on doubling every 18 months or some number, and then it's like a chip could have X thousand transistors. So that means the form factor is lower, but the power is higher.
Absolutely right. And based on that, many AI CEOs, they say that AI is going to get 2x better every single year. So whatever we have with AI right now, we can expect to have 2x better every single year and, reach closer to AI, artificial general intelligence, and many of jobs are going to be replaced. What do you think about that?
It's already happening. You don't need to be double or triple. It's already, many jobs are being redefined, replaced, just that it's not in the news yet. Because the number of people who need to create $1 million company 10 years ago to now is already reduced. And I use some software created by one-person companies, one-person company. And I'm happy about it because they use the power of AI to build that company, and I need it as a Parkinson's patient. I need some help. And then I looked at it. The best was created by one person called Louis Pereira, sitting in Goa. I'm happily using it.
That is incredible. I have never seen. Can you share the name of it?
It's called audiopen.ai.
It's made by one person.
One person. And it's all powered by AI and one person. There will be tens of thousands of one-person companies that will happen because AI is there to do the work. So it will not be, the jobs may not be replaced, like mass layoffs may not happen very soon, but the new opportunities are being capitalized by 1%, 2%, 3% companies will be a lot.
That is very fascinating to know. So in terms of my audience listening this, they are going to be scared who are in the tech industry. What advice you have currently because of the market to all of the people who are working in job market? Should they switch to entrepreneurship? Should they be ready with it? What advice you have?
See, first step is, as long as you be relevant and create value, you will never be out of picture. You'll never be out of demand. See, for you to create value, if you are doing everything that AI can do, then you are easy to be replaced. But let's say you have a domain expert. Let's say you are in the supply chain world. Let's say you are an economist. To create in the particular situation what domain knowledge is required, only humans can do as of now. And then you can't build a relationship with another human being with a machine. So not yet.
Absolutely.
So
right.
Basically, and then the ecosystem play, right? Like, because of you, which ecosystem will thrive? You have to think on those lines. See, all the productivity that is coming up with AI, you are saving time and I am saving time. What is the time that is being spent on? If it is spent on entertainment, sooner than later you will become irrelevant. My thinking is there is already productivity improvement, but the disposable time that is expanded is being put to your own growth. That's where the magic happens.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. In terms of overall impact of AI, it's positive. Our growth is getting better. We can work on things we enjoy more as compared to the repetitive tasks that are being taken by AI.
100%. There is a good side, there is a shadow side for everything. Absolutely. Capitalize on the good side and have an insurance policy against the shadow side.
Very well said. Thank you so much, Rajesh, for the opportunity. It was very nice talking to you, and I'm really amazed to visit your house. It was very amazing experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaskaram.
Thank you. Namaskaram.